A very, very difficult day. I've just become a grandmother. So I'm sitting here and I can't be a part of it. I know my daughter, she misses me. What daughter wouldn't want to look forward to showing her baby to her own mom? And do you really think so? You know nothing, Jørgen Pedersen, about my life. Probably nothing. Maybe you haven't watched the videos, maybe you haven't. But you have obviously read the article that was on dagen.no. You've read that one. And then I think about that. What do you actually mean when you post it? The answers are just those automatic responses that come from the organization. Everyone knows that. Everyone understands that. But what do you actually mean among your own people? What's happening is absolutely terrible. It's horrific. And it's not just me. There are hundreds of thousands in the same situations. You should just know that I left. Because it started with me never getting any answers from the elders. The elders said I had to trust the governing body and stop asking questions. That's basically what they said. I was worried about this vaccination thing, which just got completely out of hand. You can bring me back in whenever you want, even today, because that's not what matters. What matters is that I wasn't allowed to ask questions. I wrote so many letters, which I never got any answers to the elders, to the circuit overseers. I never got a response. I was worried about my children, that those people in there, those people over in the US, would be sitting there pushing vaccines on my kids and laying down strict guidelines. And if you don't believe it, because you're so indoctrinated, and because you're caught up in it too, and you're holding back as well, if you don't believe it, then watch that film, Mila Good, called Genocide. Watch it. Then you'll see that they're pushing vaccines. And just that, in itself, why are they interfering? Shouldn't I be allowed to ask a question and get an answer to it? Why are they getting involved at all? And the end result is that I'm sitting here. I'm the mother of a 25-year-old woman who just had a baby. And that organization is falling apart just because of a damn question that I haven't gotten an answer to. I didn't get answers to my questions. I never got an answer. So dolls who are in there at the department office, dolls with shame, but dolls who go along with something so painful. But not dolls who ask questions. It's absolutely terribly painful what they're putting me through. I haven't done anything wrong. The letter said that those who have denied their faith, I certainly have not denied my faith. That's not what this is about. It's about the governing body doing something seriously wrong by interfering in a pandemic and a vaccination. They did something that was seriously wrong, which made me wake up. And then I started asking other questions. And then I started looking at those you don't call by name, the so-called apostates. There are thousands of them on YouTube. They're out there. And they're just telling the truth. Because you see, when you start listening to them, you see, yeah, but what they're saying is actually true. We're not allowed to watch these people. Or you aren't. You're not allowed to watch us. Doesn't that start ringing any bells in your head? Like, come on, this is cult-like. Aren't we allowed to ask questions? Because the thing is, it actually splits families. I have 4 kids who are very sharp, very kind children. We had no conflicts. Think about that, no conflicts. They love me, I love them. I ask questions, I understand that I can't be part of something that's evil. I can't stay in an organization that I see is doing evil. Because then I'm supporting that evil myself. So I had no choice. I had to withdraw. It has nothing to do with my faith. My faith is very strong. So this needs to be sorted out. Because it's really, really cruel to split up a family like that. It doesn't just affect me and my kids. It affects my mom and my dad. They're old. And they're not even involved in the main issues because they never have been. But it hits them hard too. So it just spreads. Mom and Dad feel sorry for me. Do you think they thought it was okay that I left? Not when they see, I don't know what they think about it, but not when they see what a huge challenge it becomes for the family. Who are they supposed to invite? Are they supposed to invite me, their daughter, to family gatherings? But then they can't invite my kids. Or should they invite my kids? But then, poor thing, they can't invite their daughter. My sister, she usually, every single year, she organizes a big family party. She had to cancel it this year. Because of the governing body sitting in there, controlling people. So it's absolutely terrible. It's so ugly. This needs to be cleaned up properly. What do you mean? What does your heart tell you? What does your heart tell you about that? Think with your head. Follow your heart. Look away from all this, then you can send as a reply, because it's just some answer then. It's just crap. They don't even follow the Bible. That's why I stayed in the main suite when I was 35, and I brought all the kids there because I loved the Bible. I loved studying the Bible, but now the elders' books are getting thicker and thicker. You're not supposed to add anything. You're not supposed to take anything away. Why are the elders' books as thick as bricks? Tell me that. Explain that to me. And now it's all the time. You can refer to, the organization says this, the books and that from our organization, the company, the Watchtower says this, and they say that. What does the Bible say about that kind of behavior? It's evil, pure evil. I want to hear your opinion about this, and if you want more details, you'll get them. My kids, which you don't say they're choosing themselves to understand me, because this is their trained conscience. They're not choosing it themselves. And everyone knows that, and you know that, and you in there know that they're not choosing it themselves. Like I said in the previous video, that whole thing where the governing body and the organization suddenly just want to throw the blame onto us, onto the floor, onto us regular Jehovah's Witnesses. What do we get in a court case? It's absolutely terrible. They're greedy for money. And something else I also mentioned. My kids in their 20s, 2 in their 20s and 2 in their 30s, what kind of role models do they really have to look up to? The elder brothers who are in their 60s, 70s, who have shunned their own children for over 20 years. Many of them have shunned their children for many years. That's what they're supposed to look up to, apparently. Those are the role models. And then suddenly my kids are just supposed to not care and still want to have contact with me anyway. I have. The longing I have to see my grandchildren, it's cruel. I can't meet, I don't see the kids. I miss them so much it's driving me crazy. I miss my kids so much it's driving me insane. And my kids know they're sitting there praying to Jehovah with all their might. And then nothing really happens. No, because Jehovah doesn't listen to prayers like that. God doesn't hear such cruel. There's nothing as cruel as what's happening now. It's just terrible. It's as unbiblical as it gets. And you, Jørgen Pedersen, you're almost too young to understand that you have to read the Bible yourself, not just read everything the Watchtower Society has come up with. All those rules you're supposed to follow. Instead of using your heart, use your brain. Because this is evil. It's pure evil. I can't go back and sign up again, in any way whatsoever. Why should I go in there and play a game? Should I go in there and support the governing body? And by the way, when I lose trust in the governing body, whose job is it to make me trust again? Whose responsibility is that? Is it me? Oh, I lose trust in the governing body. Then I have to trust you again. No, it's your responsibility to make me trust you again. And you should really think carefully about this. Think carefully about it. So my question to you, and to you all in there, what are you all going to do about this? When you see a mom, 58 years old, who leaves because I lose trust in the governing body. And then you want to split me from my kids. The kids who they need me. I am a resource for my children. They need me. So what are you going to work for now? What kind of help are you actually going to offer? And forget about that so-called spiritual pastoral help. Shove it. Because this is about the Bible. Sorry, but this is about the Bible. What matches the Bible? You don't even follow that. You follow the rules. Pharisees and books and rules. Those thick, old books. Those thick books from the circuit overseers. All the literature. Referring to the organization says this, the organization says that. What does the Bible say? What does your heart say? What does your conscience tell you? This has to stop, because thousands are suffering because of it. Thousands of people. So it's a damn lie. It's gaslighting. It's called narcissism. To go around and put the blame on others like that. Suddenly, you shift the blame onto the kids. My kids shouldn't have to carry that burden. They think, now mom is going to die. In Armageddon, we won't survive. Because that's what we've been taught in there all these years. That's what we've been taught. It's the governing elders themselves who say that the apostates are pretty much like what Satan said. Imagine that's what they said. And this is what YouTubers are spreading everywhere in the JW community. So you need to wake up, Jørgen Pedersen. You need to start watching all our videos. You need to start watching our so-called apostates. Because they're telling the truth. Yes, this has to stop. One day, you'll be hit hard yourself if you don't do something about this. You're participating in evil. And one more question, Jørgen Pedersen. I want you to call my kids. Because there are no elders, no one is doing it. None of the elders are asking my kids. Why don't you understand your mother, guards? Why don't you treat your mother that way? No one at all says that. The elders pat my kids on the shoulder and say, well, we don't really understand it that well. Why do the elders understand my kids so well? Because we've learned that it's love. My kids have learned that if they understand me, then mom will come back and acknowledge the governing body. If she doesn't come back, then she'll probably die at Armageddon. That's what we've learned, and that's why no one on the inside greets those who have left. They walk right past us on the street. They walk right past us. No one talks to us. That's the reality. So you, Jørgen Pedersen, I just can't fathom what must be going on in your head, honestly. You need to learn how to think. Because this can't go on any longer. It's as cruel as it can possibly get. There must be a total end to drug addiction, because that is what is causing the problem. They blame the victims.